is officially time for me to start doing wood rounds for my office and for my house. So that is what we are going to do in today's project. So I got this wood round. I think it's about 15 inches from Michael's. All right. And we got a mixed batch of stuff today. When it comes to vinyl, I got iron-on and I got regular adhesive vinyl, and it just happened to be that way just because I liked some fabric. I liked some vinyl in the regular adhesive vinyl, and then also I wanted some glitter, and I don't really like to use shimmer vinyl. And so, plus I liked this pink that I have here, very summery. So that is why we have a mixed match of vinyl. And I already trimmed out the vinyl that I really don't need for this project, and I have a little bit of wasted vinyl, but that's more so just so I can make sure everything aligns better. So I cut out what I, as best as I could, and that is what I did. I am all okay with wasting a little vinyl just to keep my sanity of trying to align things. So I think I got one more area in this project or in this vinyl here to go ahead and weed out. Okay, so that is that. All right, so what I did, it came in this really natural, pretty wood, but I wanted, I think just one more. I wanted it to be white so that way the vinyl really stuck out. And here is, and y'all, I am obsessed with flamingos. We have a nice tall flamingo standing out in our front yard, and I thought, why not match that? I did a flamingo sign last year before I had my channel, and I wanted to do, oh, that started ripping. I wanted to do another one, but a different design. So that is what we are going to do. So this is iron-on. Look at that. Isn't she pretty? Oh, you know what? I think I have the eye. There we go. Love these colors together. Okay, and I do have, well, I turned it off, but I do have my iron all set to go. And I think that was my only iron-on. The rest is just regular vinyl. And since this will weather the elements, you want to use, permanent adhesive vinyl. So that's, just make sure that you do that. Now, I have come across some channels and some blogs, and people will tell you that you need to seal your vinyl. You do not seal your vinyl. You seal your wood. When you do that, all right, if you put sealer, like a glorified, like Mod Podge, that's just a glorified glue, right? If you do that, or any type of water-based, or any type of sealer really, what you're doing is you're putting it on top of the vinyl, and then you are allowing that to seep underneath your vinyl. So do not seal your vinyl. You want to seal your wood, and seal your wood, and then let it dry for the allotted time, and then you apply your vinyl. I will tell you though, permanent vinyl is permanent vinyl. Just like anything, it wears and tears, especially if you live in a high humidity place. So if at all possible, try to do iron-on. I found that I've had iron-on wood rounds I've done in the past, and they last a really long time. And let me get that there. And it does great. And my house faces the west, so we get the sun quite a bit in the front of the house, and and we live in the south, and the humidity is just like all year round, and it does a really good job. So yeah, that's just the two. Okay, so let me get that, and then there is some really tiny, sorry for the beeps. If you hear the text messaging, that's my husband's phone going off. Okay, so it just says hello summer, cute. And then I just need to get our little cutie pie positioned. I think I'm gonna just kind of place where I think everything goes. I can't remember how far off the edge line I had. I think it's about right there. And then I think this goes something like this. Hello, there we go. And then hello summer, somewhere in this regard, and then go something like that. So I think she's in the right spot. I think I might try to scooch just a little bit over. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm paying attention to where this is, because obviously I don't want it to be crooked, but that is, you know, right now it really doesn't matter too much, because she can be a little off and it's not gonna matter. It's just the text that I need to worry about. So I just need to make sure that I have enough room for this to go here. And I need to make sure. This is glitter iron on. So I'm just using 2 wavy lines for the heat, the amount of heat. And then keep in mind, you want to make sure that you're doing constant movement with your mini press. If you're using a really thin wood round, I would recommend a mini press, not a bigger press, because then you're going to warp it. Now, I can most certainly use my bigger press because this is a pretty thick wood round. I think it's about, I don't know, 3/8 thick, I believe. And it wouldn't warp it. Also, if you're working with a really thin wood round, like from the Dollar Tree, then you're gonna want to put your want to put your heat mat underneath it to protect your work surface. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Now, I liked when I'm doing mixed media, meaning vinyl, regular adhesive vinyl, and then iron on. I try to do my iron on first, so that way I don't accidentally melt my vinyl, but I've done it where I had no choice but to do the adhesive vinyl first, just because of how it was getting layered, and I just added some parchment paper and I was good to go. Okay, I think I got this pretty good. Now, if I find an area where I need to work on it, I'll go ahead and touch that up. In the interim, while that's cooling down, because I want that to cool down, I'm going to go ahead and cut out some transfer tape. Okay, so I'm going to move that there, and I think I cut enough. Yes, I did. Okay, so more than I need, which is quite all right, because I can just cut that down to size. Now I'm doing my letters, or my Hello Summer first, just because that's more important. Might have cut myself too short over here, but that's all right. I wanted my phrase to be done first, because that's more important for me to get that located, because the rest is just, it's filler, right? So that could really go anywhere. Ooh, and I cut that off a little bit. Oh, darn it. You know what? I can fix that if that's going to bother me. Was not paying attention. Whoopsie. Alright, so I have enough. I just have a little bit exposed there, and that's going to be alright, because it's not that much. It's not like it's a lot, and it won't affect. Okay, so we want to make sure that we get the fronts and the back. Just move this over. I'm not going to expose that just yet, because I want to make sure. Now there's some areas I already see lifting, but I I was going to try to get this off first and use parchment paper. So I'm fully aware that this is not fully adhered, but as long as some of it's adhered and it's not going to move it too much, I'm okay with that. Because I would rather get this thick material off and hit it with some parchment paper, because I feel that parchment paper, or putting that back on, that liner back on, it, you know, it's another stick, and then you have to worry about, you know, it pulling it up. It's such a harsh peel when you first peel it up. So that is why I try, if I can, I'll peel that liner up, and then that way I don't have to worry about trying to peel it back up. And also this parchment paper is thinner than that liner, and therefore you can get more heat to it and it will adhere a lot faster. So I really didn't get the edges really well, so I'm really focusing on those edges of the flamingo. That way when the rain hits it, although it's going to be underneath a porch, but it rains sideways sometimes down here, so it may get to it, and I don't want any water seeping underneath it. That is good. Look how cute she is. Love it. Okay, I'm just kind of going around. Looks like I see. Still gonna get this edge real good. So I'm gonna come back over here. Kind of just feeling around the edges and trying to lift it a little bit to see if there's any lifting. I see some lifting here. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit that up with my heat. I'm gonna bump this up another to the 3 wavy lines, only because I feel like it's not doing a great job adhering to my blank here, and I think I just need more heat, and I think that's gonna help with the vinyl, or the glitter vinyl. That did it. Adding a higher heat level works. So we can just put that parchment paper back in the scrapped envelope, and we are done with that. So perfect, and loving it already. She's cute as she is. And then I'm going to go ahead and peel this back very carefully. And then now this is where I want to make sure that I'm really focused. Not that you shouldn't be focused with the flamingo, but I want to be really focused on where this is going to go, because I don't want to accidentally, it's such an awkward piece here. I think that actually looks pretty good. Okay. So I'm going to really scrape that down. Now, what I would advise you to do if you're doing a sign for the outside is give it about 24 to 48 hours to cure. Okay, just like if you're making mugs and putting vinyl on mugs, you want to give it time to cure. I think it's 24. I always try to do 48 hours just to ensure that it cures. And so let this stay inside in a controlled humidity environment before you take this back outside, because if you live in an area where it's warm, as it's summer, then you don't want it to expose that humidity and that heat just yet. So just let it stay indoors for a little while before you move it outside. Okay, so you're going to carefully peel back your transfer tape. Monitor all your edges of the vinyl because you don't want any lifting, and you also don't want to peel your paint up either. Okay, going at an angle helps reduce the amount of surface that you're pulling from, so that really it helps with peeling up your transfer tape. Perfect. All right, this is kind of done for. I'm not going to use, well, this is really sticky transfer tape, let me tell you. I think what I'll do, now this might be silly, but I told you guys I cut this off, and I am going to attempt to put this back on just to round it up. You know what, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. There we go. Wouldn't even know. All right, let's go ahead and do the fun part. And get starfish on here. unbelievable how sticky this is. Oh my goodness. So I told you guys in a different video that I was done with this transfer tape because I loved it, but I didn't like the grid lines. And I'll be honest, I mean, I'll use my other transfer tape that I have used it in some other videos, but I really like that it comes with a backer to it. That's really nice. So I don't know if I'm ready to give up on it. And also those tiny little pieces that's in the starfish, I'll link the design in the description box, but those are, you know, sometimes it's going to be easier to reverse weed it, so consider that. I'm okay with, you know, some of it. Perfect. Thought these colors would look super cute together. Wonderful. All right, now what we're going to do is, now I kept these together so I can just align them super easy, but I think I'm going to want them positioned a little differently than how they're supposed to be. So I guess I could have saved myself some vinyl, but you know what? Sometimes that just happens. All right, go. Straight that. Alright, there we go. Perfect. And then now I want to try to get this centered, and I'm looking at my design space just to get an idea about how this was placed. So that's just what I'm going to go ahead and do, and I think I need to go over just a smidge. Here we go. Perfect. Perfect. All right. And then we got this last big one. I don't know if this is a little bit too big. Let's see if I can use this one. Who's loving this already? I mean, we got one more element to do and we're done. But oh my gosh, I love the colors. Ooh, I got a major, oh my goodness. This transfer tape is no joke right now. Oh my gosh. Last time I bought this wasn't so sticky. Of course, I kind of think there was something wrong with it because I was having a lot of issues with it at the beginning of using the transfer tape when I bought the last roll, and it wasn't so sticky, but this, my lord, this is sticky. So maybe it's supposed to be this sticky. I don't know. And then I think hopefully the air bubble, I can get that out once I place it. So I think what I'll do is I'm just going to kind of place it right here. Technically, this is supposed to line with the H a little bit, and that's why I said I wanted it to be over a little bit more than what the design had. All right. So I'm gonna kind of, I don't really want to scrape it down too much because I'm worried about those I'm worried about those air bubbles, and I don't want it to wrinkle my vinyl, so I'm kind of being meticulous about not scraping it down too much, because I kind of want it to be able to fix it if I have to fix it. See, there we go. I was able to push that air bubble out, and I got one here, and I just gotta smooth it out with my fingers. Well, there we go. How cute is this design? I absolutely love it. I love that it shimmers. I think that's going to catch the sun really beautifully, and it just obviously screams summer. Let me know what you think.